Hello everyone, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this card making tutorial. This is the lovely Valentine's card we're making today. Isn't it gorgeous? I really love this combination of colours. It's really simple to make, so let me show you how we did it. This one I used my base as Real Red, and then I've got here Floaty Flamingo, and then this paper is the lovely Endless Love, not Endless Love, Made with Love Designer Series paper. I'm going to do slightly different colourway this time. I'm going to use Strawberry Slush as my base, and then I've got a piece here of basic white, and I've got two pieces that measure the same, and one's going to go on the outside and one on the inside. Now all the measurements will be on the blog post, and you can find the link to that in the description box below. You'll also find there the full supply list, linked to my online shop, so you can shop all of these products right now and make this card for yourself. Isn't that fabulous? Right, let's put another piece here on the inside. This is going to be our insert. Okay. Lovely. Now, I've got another piece here of the Designer Series paper. This is the Made with Love Designer Series paper, and you could choose which side you want. I think I'm going to go for this side. Let's see. No, I'm going to go for this side. I changed my mind. I'm going to go for that side. I know why. So, I'm going to put this down on top of here. And just have a little white border, which is really cute. And then I've done some die cutting ahead of time. Now this heart is actually left over from the previous card I made, and you'll find the video that I did for that linked at the end of this video. It's the previous one on my blog. And I used the Endless Love dies, and these are there here. So we've used the insert for this piece here, and then we're going to use some of these other little bits as well to embellish the card. Now you can see this is the new packaging. It's really sturdy, it's lovely. I'm very happy with it actually. So I'm going to stick this lovely heart here, and I've cut this out of the Designer Series paper as well. Now you could use either side, but I think I'm going to go for the other one. Last time I used a plain one, and this one I'm going for a pattern, so just changing it up a little bit as we go along. That's lovely. Then I've got a piece, I've got this lovely little basic white coloured heart here, and I'm just going to get my tweezers. I think it's going to be easier to get the glue on this way. And I'm going to use my precision glue that I've got here. This fine glue thingy-majiggy. I bought this at a craft fair, a local craft fair. Wasn't cheap, I tell you that, so seems to work. But I struggle with glue splodging everywhere, I really do. I'm not the best at it, and I'm still going to have some splodging, I know. So I'm going to get my silicone mat. This thing gets a lot of use with me. Splodge about a bit so nothing splodges out too much, and then I'm just going to put this in the center there. Lovely. That looks really nice. I love the contrast of the white and the red. And then I have cut out the rest of the piece. I just put them in this tub here so that I wouldn't lose them. So let me use my glue thingy-majiggy again. Thingy-majiggy I think is a very good word. Covers all sorts. And then I'm just going to place this down here. And then I've got two X's that I want to put. Where are they? Here they are. So kissies. I'm just going to put these sort of on top of this arrow. So one there and another one. And these are actually 2 cards. This is actually a card we made recently in my online card club, and if that's something you'd like to join in with, hop onto my website and you'll find all the details there. So now I'm going to just do a little bit of embellishing, I think, with some hearts. So I'm just going to put some glue down. In various spots like that. Find my take your pick tool, and we're just going to put some hearts, and these are also cut out from the same, using the same dies. So some of these are quite small, so just be careful that you don't lose them, which is why I've put everything into this container. I'm picking it out of the container because that way I know that they weren't gonna get lost on the crafting table. So how many have I got there? 5, I think, so that should be fine. There we go. So now I'm just going to do a little bit of stamping. I'm just going to clean this off. I'll clean that off better later. Right, clear the decks a little bit and do a little bit of stamping. So let's set that aside to dry. I'm actually going to take one of my big blocks and I'm just going to cover some of that with the big block just to make sure it all sits nice. And then we're going to use the matching stamp set, which is this one called Endless Love. And let's get a scrap piece of basic white, and we're going to get Sending You out. So let's find that. Sending You, here it is. Sorry for the noise. And I'm going to get a block. I'm going to use my grid paper to keep things as straight as possible. Going to pick that up. Now I could either use real red. I think I'll use real red again. I was thinking of maybe strawberry slush or something, but I think real red is going to be looking the best. So tap tap tap. Yeah, that'll do for me. And let's get that simple chamois out. Can't stamp without your simple chamois. Got to have some way to clean up your stamp sets, and I'm a great believer in cleaning up as I go along. Saves me a whole lot of heartache later on. Stick this back in a little home before it gets lost. You don't want any orphan stamps. And I love this new packaging for the stamps because I can fit so much more on my shelf than I could before, or actually on my desk. I'm keeping these now on my desk. It's just brilliant. I'm very pleased with it, I have to say. When we had the old stamp cases, I kept things in stamp cases while they were current. If there was anything retired that I was going to keep, I always moved them out of the stamp case because I just didn't have it. I just don't have that kind of space. So the fact that I'm not going to have stamp cases on my shelf is giving me a whole load of space that I really need. Because my craft room is tiny and I'm in the process of doing a lot of destashing as well. But still, any space I can put together, I'm very happy with. So let's pop this up on some dimensional, shall we? I think so. Last time I popped up the heart on dimensionals. This time I know I've just stuck it down, so let's pop the sentiment up on dimensionals. So that will do fine. Just being a bit careful that nothing will stick out. So let's have a look at our card. Everything looks like it's stuck down. So let's put this sentiment and then we're finished. So I should say, if you've enjoyed this video, I'd be grateful if you could give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It would be so much appreciated. It really would. So there we go. There we are. The two lovely Valentine cards, or just any time of the year. You don't need to just send love at Valentine's. Love is good for all days of the year. So I hope you've enjoyed that project. I've loved sharing it with you. If you have any questions, just ask. And thank you again for watching this card making tutorial featuring the Endless Love bundle from Stampin' Up. And until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.